I want you to pause for a second. Put down whatever you're holding, turn off the noise around you, and step away from the endless rush of your daily routine. On the surface, things might look entirely under control. Your work gets done on time, your bills are paid, and your social media feed projects a flawless, happy life. But look a little deeper. When you are completely alone, sitting in the quiet of the night with no distractions, pay attention to the heavy anxiety sitting in your chest. Having your material needs met does not guarantee internal peace. Often, we use a perfectly curated life as a shield to hide a massive spiritual void. We tend to measure our distance from God using the wrong metric. We assume that because we complete our daily prayers and physical rituals, we are automatically close to our Creator. You can have someone physically prostrating on a soft, expensive prayer mat, yet their mind is miles away, stressing over office politics or mentally wandering through a shopping mall. Then you have someone else trapped in grueling traffic under the hot sun, sweating through a difficult workday, but their mind is constantly tied to God, silently repeating His name in their heart. Going through the physical motions without any mental presence turns a profound connection into a 5-minute cosmetic chore. Instead of bringing you closer, it actively pushes you further away. So how do you know if your heart is actually drifting? It starts with how you treat the small things. You begin to excuse minor sins, a little white lie, a bit of casual gossip. These infractions accumulate. Each minor sin acts like a dark stain, spreading until they block out any light of spiritual guidance. The second sign is calculated goodness. When an opportunity to give charity arises, your fingers freeze. You start doing the math, paralyzed by the fear of losing money, completely ignoring that God is the true owner of all wealth. The third and most dangerous symptom is losing the sweetness of worship. You open scripture or you stand to pray, and you feel absolutely nothing. The experience becomes dry, hollow, and incredibly exhausting. God removes the joy of faith from a heart that prioritizes worldly noise over His presence. This hollow feeling is a severe spiritual consequence, a signal that your focus has shifted away from the divine. These symptoms don't appear out of nowhere. They are the result of 3 specific psychological traps that often infect the minds of people who already consider themselves highly righteous. The first is arrogant self-righteousness. The moment you look down on someone else for their sins, believing your own deeds make you superior, you instantly destroy the spiritual value of your own actions. Next is the trap of validation. Doing good deeds just to be seen, praised, or recognized by other humans turns your worship to dust. You get the temporary applause of the crowd, but you're left spiritually exhausted with zero lasting reward. The ultimate trap is an obsessive love for the material world. Chasing endless wealth and status is exactly like drinking salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier and more desperate you become. These mindsets operate on a strict zero-sum basis. Every inch of your heart you surrender to worldly obsession and human validation is an inch of space you take away from God. Think of the human soul like a young child walking through a loud, brightly lit carnival, holding tightly to their father's hand. As long as that grip is secure, the child feels completely safe despite the chaos around them. But then, a flashing plastic toy catches the child's eye. Distracted, they let go of that safe hand and run headfirst into the dense, faceless crowd to chase it down. By the time they finally grab the toy, the thrill is gone. They look around and realize they are entirely alone in the dark, disconnected from the only source of true safety they ever had. Reclaiming that bond requires makrifat, a grounded, daily awareness of the Creator's presence in every breath you take. It means recognizing God in the smallest moments of your routine. It is feeling profound, active gratitude for the warmth of a sunrise, or the simple relief of a cold glass of water when you're thirsty. This awareness must extend beyond nature and into your social life. Closeness to the divine is impossible for a heart that remains toxic or abusive toward the people God created. Look closely at your daily interactions. Have you been speaking harshly to your parents? Are you dismissive toward your spouse? Do you belittle your coworkers to protect your own ego? Unresolved cruelty toward others acts as a solid wall blocking your prayers. Swallowing your pride and sincerely apologizing to the people you've hurt is a mandatory first step to repairing your spiritual connection. You might feel a heavy guilt right now, a whisper telling you that your past is too dark to be forgiven. In reality, God describes his joy at your return as being greater than a traveler who finds his lost provisions in a lethal desert, just as he had given up hope. To maintain that connection going forward, you need daily anchors. Treat your 5 daily prayers as non-negotiable VIP appointments. If you would never dare arrive late to a meeting with a business client, you shouldn't keep the creator of the universe waiting. Second, use constant internal requests for forgiveness to interrupt your anxious daydreaming about the future. Finally, build a social circle that reminds you of your faith, rather than one that only values your net worth. The luxury homes, the expensive cars, the job titles you sacrifice your sleep to achieve, every single one of them will be left at the edge of your grave. Our time here is running out. The only asset that crosses the threshold of death with you is the purity of your heart. Don't wait for tomorrow to find your way back home.